Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Ultimate General Civil War with me, your host, Luckymarine. It's a playthrough with the South, and next up, Chantilly on the lead up to Antietam. We've already beaten the Union at the Battle of Second Bull Run, therefore we already have the minus 5% to enemy army size. So, without further ado, Chantilly. Let's get amongst it. Repel the attackers. That's all we have to do, apparently. Our troops are resting near Chantilly. Patrol spotted 2 federal divisions approaching from the south. Alright. 2 divisions marching in the south to attack you. Why is our point... Why are our points so spread out? No way. No way am I setting up a defensive position there. That's just silly. It means spreading the line out very thin, but I'd want people in these woods. I'd also want to try and push out as far as we could into these woods here. So if they're coming up it this way, if we can kind of create that. To that end, I was going to bring a load of cannon. I was going to swap out a load of these for cannon, but I don't think the cannon will get to the places where I need them to get in time. Forest will put you over here. We'll sweep Forest down first to try and hold them up just a little bit. We do have cannon. No. Let's instead bring in another infantry unit. And the other cannon come in with the reinforcements. Okay. Need you sprinting. Oh, it's already given us defensive positions. This one makes no sense if you've got this one here. These two do. Although I don't want people on those defensive positions, I want them just nearby. Eustace as well. We'll get Forest sweeping through these woods. And we'll try to keep them out in the open until support arrives from Preston. Swallow. Jackson. A race can occupy a fallback position. What kind of cover is this? Cover bonus 35. There's no good reason for this for getting into medium fortification. Trees fortification is cover bonus of 100%. However, just being in the trees gives you a cover of 160. So you might as well not be on the trees fortification until melee starts. And then if you see somebody running into you, quickly man the fortification just for that melee bonus. Yeah. I need everyone running as well. We'll move supplies up slightly We'll go into the centre. Ooh, hill. So skirmishers are doing to us what I wanted to do to them. I wanted to try to keep them occupied. But hopefully Preston can march straight past these skirmishers. Forrest can take these skirmishers out on their own. Carbines versus whatever these skirmishers have should be fairly easily dispatched. He'll bring you down here. Hud and Sems as well. Let's sweep both of you this way. Oh, just run that way. Right. You carry marching that way. We'll probably place skirmishers over here. Just to illuminate this part of the map. Alright, you've got flank on the skirmishers, I think. You keep running. And you keep moving as well. Right, so we're pushing skirmishers out of these woods. Have we come across here? A few more skirmishers. No, the same group. Preston, let's push you out to the edge of those trees. I want Forrest running into these. Let's push the skirmishers out. The closer you get to skirmishers, the more they're programmed, you might say, to run away from you. So you can effectively push skirmishers out into the open and hit them there. When you through that gap, we'll split skirmishers off from Hood, just to investigate down here, just to make sure that there's no one in that area. I will bring Summers and Hood's unit more in line. Now, where do we want our cannons? Depends where their main forces are going to be. Right, keep moving forward. Might be able to push them out into the little river. They did. They have no cover here. How are we getting on? Let's spin you around into that little space, just so. Push you a little further out. Hill. Want you to try to get behind these skirmishers. Forest. Ooh. Oh wow, no. You stay where you are. Hill. No, just turn around. Aim where you are. If you get into a little bit more cover, Hill, I want you off your horses. One you giving covering fire. Nope, you hold there as well. 100% cover. Somehow you have the range to get to Nago. I don't know how, but oh well. Let's now adapt to the situation, shall we? Swallow down there. Jackson, what are you covering off? Here. protecting Swallow's flank. We'll press race into Jackson's position. Hood, I want you around here. You can take the place of Forest. And we'll squish Nagel up. Semmers kind of there. And how are we going? Right, were you running? You're not. You should be. Also, cannons. We'll bring the skirmishers back and we'll put them on this defensive point. Instead of holding the point, I've got more of a mind of trying to lock down all the cover that we can and try to force them to operate out in the open, which is leaving a couple of the, well, one of the points at least, just leaving one of the points quite vulnerable. We'll put the cannons in there or near there. We'll have skirmishers on the point just in case they decide to somehow they get through the lines. And let's where are you marching? You're marching this way. So let's organise ourselves. I think I'll still want Eustace around the side. We'll pull Eustace round the back. We'll put Wright into this position. Kill. You're not going to be needed anymore. Let's just put you there until we know what to do with you. We'll let Forrest have a shot or two. We'll pull him back, replace him by Hood. Alright, Swallow, you move up slightly. Spin Jackson around into the position. Yeah, Jackson, I need you to be facing this way. No, Jackson, I need you to be facing this way. Summers, let's push you into a little bit of cover. Swallow, your hands on Nagel as he's manoeuvring away. Let's try to take out Reno. There's someone up here. Hill, you go investigate it with Forest. Oh, it's just skirmishers. Yeah, skirmishers out in the open. How do we counter Ferrero? He's going to be using the cover, but at some point he's going to get into a position where he's going to have to cross this river. Could go north. We'll split skirmishers off right, just to make sure that that doesn't happen, just to make sure we don't get flanked. Right, Rinder's been taken out. You switch fire to Nagel as he's running past you. Summers, let's just see you there. Swallow, I want you on this edge. Just out of the way of Jackson. You're routing, but that's not enough. Let's try and take another commander out. Splendid. If we can rush into this cover. What support have we got? We've got Hill and Forest making their way into this area. If we pull further back, then we're going to get flanked by Christ. No, we move forward into this cover. Gonna be fairly crappy cover, but oh well. I will duke it out until skirmishers get there, until Hill gets there. We should be able to turn Ferrero fairly quickly and take up this position. If we can push Ferrero out into this open, take this position on the other side of the river, sweep out the northern woods with the skirmishers, make sure there's no one hiding up here, bring the skirmishers back to hold this gap. I think we're a bit heavy here. Sims will stack you behind Wraith. Actually, we'll angle you just so. And they're going to have to make their way through a gauntlet of Wright and Sims, hitting them from both sides. They're not going to be able to deal with that. Might get someone on this point actually. It's a cover bonus of 35%. And they'll be firing at people that have a cover bonus of 0%. Right. Just the skirmishers, no one else. Can I cover you in? 66. They'll be in relatively the same. Looks like Hill's found skirmishers. Yeah, they were coming to flank users. You're not doing much at the moment, but it looks like Morrison is hyper focused on law. So even though you're going to move out into relative open, should be safe. Come on. Pull you back just a little bit. You got 59. That's not enough. Sweep you around this edge. Sweep you around that side. Just make sure no one's here. Law cover bonus of 81. Good stuff. Jackson's taking a bit of hammering. But as you can see, it on the map. If you can see the ground from the trees, through the trees even, it's probably quite light cover. This stuff here is heavy cover. These guys are in heavy cover. That's why, well, you can just see up 81%. Whereas Jackson, just on the very edge of the forest. It's not a good forest, but it's better than nothing, and they have nothing. I wonder if we can push Hood in. Again, these guys are all hyper focused onto Jackson. We might be able to get shots into the side of Robinson from Hood, and him not be a target. Come on. Skirmishers as well. Another volley from forest if we can, or hill even. You've got the carbines, should be able to do the damage. You're well on the way to routing. Let's get you into this gap. And the skirmishers to this gap. Hill and Eustace should be enough to tie down. Ferrero. Got his name right the first time. Why did I just have a brain fart then? Yeah, we'll rob him of his cover. He's going to be fine out in the open. 2 versus 1. We'll use Hill to get around the back just to spin him around. As and when. Let's have you firing onto Poe as well. Preston, I think we're going to need you in behind Jackson to take his position when he inevitably runs away. This might be a flank. But Hud seems to be doing alright there. Still not been targeted. Ferrero still running. Let's hide you away in these woods. You're going to expose your cannon. A few more shots into Morrison as he's running away. Ferrero's continuing to run. Still, when he gets his shit together, along with probably Morrison, we can't press out there, not just yet. We're still outnumbered. Have you exposed your squishy cannons? Hood. Why are you not? Get here and fire at them. Might be able to get another volley in. Alright, first. Let's just pull you back. Don't get too greedy just yet. Another volley from Hood before the cannons get covered. No. He stopped his reloading animation. Hopefully we're out of range of canister fire here. Yeah, well, that range of canister fire now. Okay. Should probably bring our cannons up here to do more damage up there. Yep, let's do that. Or at least into the centre, where they can get flanking shots. They'll be a little bit exposed, but they're gonna have to get through quite a lot to get to the cannons. Again, press forward, and we'll get another volley off onto the first. Alright. Alright. First RI. Don't know what right RI would be. Now they've been exposed. Excellent. Hopefully we can get another volley on there. How are we getting on up here? So Ferrero has lumped himself in with this lot. Well, I think we just hold our defensive position here. I mean, there's a gap through the centre. We could push Forest through there. There's a gap down the side, actually. Here, let's take you as well. We'd put you in these woods to try and counter Ferrero if he came up this side. So we'd have flanking shots into him, but we've identified him on a different part of the field. We'll try getting behind. Depends if Poe's going to pull back all the way to the very rear. We might be in trouble here. But if that's the case, we'll just pull back to our lines. Yeah, Poe's going to be too much of a threat there. We'll just sit here for the time being. Alright, let's go, both of you. Might get hit by Morrison. Hopefully not. Looks like they're moving back. And we know there's cannons here. We can sit in these woods. Weird though how we can see one cannon there. Yeah, we'll sit in these woods. We'll not go for the supplies just yet. But if this is it, it's probably about time. To start counter. Off your horses. Move you forward. Move you forward. Move you forward. And you. Do not allow these cannons the precious moments they need to sort their lives out. Nope. You forward. And you forward as well. Yeah, please don't run out of cover. I need both of you to focus on the first US. Otherwise, everyone's going to have a bad day. If you can't reach him, you need to move. I selected them both, and I clicked on this. At that point, they should have both moved within range. Why did I have to then select them separately before they moved? Hill's just taking losses for no reason. Let's at least keep the first moving. Excellent. Also, I don't know if they're going to be able to push past us. I don't think they'll want to push past us. So us robbing them of this cover here. I mean, primarily we were taking out the cannons. Secondary bonus of this is that we can keep fire up into the back of these. Keep them spinning around. Nope. Just fire at that. You fire at that as well. Nope, you fire at that. Hey, Robertson's gonna forest even. He's gonna take a bit of a hammer in here, but no, he's not. Robertson's decided to turn around. He's been flanked. That is our cue to push you guys out. They decided that this isn't a threat anymore and that we need to be dealt with. We just use these. Get into the backs of them. Keep these cannons quiet. I know you're not within range. Let's push right out just a little bit. Maintain the line. Looks like Robinson is on the verge of not wanting to be here anymore. Another good volley. And the first will have thought better. Have been in this fight. But Jackson's running low. Fair enough. He's taken heavy losses here, but he's also he's taken the brunt of the damage. We've had a lot of these units focus primarily on Jackson, which has kept Hood and Swallow and the people around him in better shape. Right, whilst you're in disarray, let's get round into you. Hood, push you across that river. Jackson as well. And we'll move Preston up. You3 press. Preston, I can see a gap opening over there for you. Move back just enough so that we don't end up in melee. Let's have you firing into that. You firing into that. And you. And get yourself, oh no, get yourself away. I mean, thankfully, the corner that they're heading into, there's not much there. Jackson, you're probably going to run out of rounds. Hood, Preston and Swallow will use to mince up these guys. And Hill will get around the back of Niggle. And take his place. Jackson, you move up. Forrest should have routed by now, but he's also keeping these in contact. He's not allowing them a moment to set themselves, and he's also slowing them down, which is good for us. Alright, Hood. I wish there was an order, kind of fire and move. I want you to move from here to here, but every time you reload, I want you to... Can they reload and walk at the same time? They should be able to. Can't be that hard. Wilcox, no, skirmishers. Let's try stop them getting into this corner. Let's try turn this into the field where we slaughter the majority of them. Race, Jackson, Hill. Let's have you three moving up as rapidly as you can. Still can't get forced away. Let's aim into the flanks of people. And let's continue to roll this up. Why are you not firing? You cannot be blocked there. Oh, now it's not blocked. Good. You two into the gap. Same as I'm going to need you around that side. Although we look weak on top. You into the flank, you into the flank, let's run you out of that. Actually, no, let's not. Let's run them that way and they'll get retaken by the enemy and we can continue to fire into them. Maybe, perhaps. But they don't seem too keen on trying to take their prisoners back. Right, supply trucks. We'll use you. Come on, retake them. Recapture your dudes. Maybe they just don't want to. Well, that's still happening. I mean, we're losing men from Forest with them being in melee, but oh well. Nope, stop. Just fire at somebody that you can fire at. You keep running. You keep running. You and you, let's get right all the way around to the back if we can. Wilcox, push you through those woods. Poe looks like he's set himself, but he's in no place. But he's just in the middle of nowhere. Alright, prisoners. Looks like one of them got taken back. Oh, Forrester eventually got himself away. We better pick up his rifles. Sometimes the enemy will rout, and they'll rout away from your all three lines. But then, when your units rout, I've seen it a few times, where they'll just rout into a corner that the enemy are going anyway, and they'll just sit here, being routed, like Forrest was, just still in combat. For quite a while. Get on your horses. Magic horse. Right, no. Continue this. Press. Let's focus on the one person that has decided to stand and fight. Not in a good position here. But weight of fire should dislodge Ferrero. Get him into the corner. We can turn our attention to Poe. Push you. Push you. Let's get you across that river. Try and engage Nagel before he ends up into this cover. I don't think they've got anywhere to run to, it's just this corner. So they get it, like Christ here, he got his shit together fairly quickly after he was wavering, after he almost routed there. Let's try and dislodge him so we can get Eustace across and into this cover. Alright. Eustace, what kind of cover you got now? Better than being in a river. Law, let's try and flanking shots into Pharaoh. Flanking shots into any of them actually. Let's push right up through this gap as well. Let's keep them in a state of routing. That way we're not taking incoming fire. You switch to Nagel now. And you. And you. They're so compact here that even if they weren't routing, they just won't be able to get effective fire down. Oh, we'll go speed 3. Where are the prisoners? Let's get you off the field. We're only going to get 1,000 prisoners back from the 2,000 that we took. Hopefully we don't take more prisoners here, but... Right, Law and Eustace. They shouldn't need too many more people. So these will probably pop up to 3-star. Filling them up with rookies won't have that much an effect on the experience that they're getting here. Kind of kills you again. 1,500 to 16, 2,300 to 97, 2,300 to 264. Yeah. Oh, okay. Pretty much the same numbers. 1,000 either way. It's here and there. Casualties. 2,200 to 17,000, I'll take that. Took out the guns. As soon as we identified where they were and found a gap in the line, we made that a priority. We only got canistered once. That's because our units had a bit of a brain fart, unfortunately. But they brought it upon themselves. Can think about that when they're picking nuts and bolts and washers out of each other's faces. Well, Wilcox did really well there. Cannons really didn't do anything. I didn't think they'd do much. Lots of promotions, no wounded, no dead. Perfect battle, really. Not perfect battle, a good battle. Yeah, 3,528 prisoners exchanged for just 1,000 additional recruits. Doesn't matter how many prisoners you get, it will just be exchanged for 1,000 additional recruits. Which is a little bit poor. It's also why I don't go in for consciously going for prisoners. I'd rather have them routing in a corner, have them in disarray, but be cutting them down and getting experience for the lads. 5,300 recruits. We only lost, what was it, 3,000? 2,000? 3,000 something? And $94,000. Nice. What do we take? What do we get? I don't think we need any more army organisation just now. Logistics. Jackson was starting to run out of rounds. Medicine. Had we had our supply truck closer to him, it'd have been fine. I don't think we used any of our supplies. Yeah, we'll just fill up with rookies here.
Yes, sir.
Forest, however, took a bit of a hammering. Fill up to the point where you relinquish your start, and we'll get the rest of the veterans at the end. Trying to use rookies because they're not only cheaper. You know, Jackson took hammer on there. Not only cheaper, but because we haven't put any points into training. Therefore, for us, veterans are quite expensive.
Yes, sir.
But we seem to be doing alright. Wilcox. I like the marksmanship training. There's marksman and then there's firearms. One is, well, they're both plus 10 to firearms. One is reloading time plus 10%, but accuracy plus 10. The other one is accuracy minus 10 and reloading time minus 10%. But if you miss your shot, it's a wasted shot. You can shave 10% off the entire reloading time, but if you miss a shot, the whole reloading time is a waste. I'd rather 10% extra reloading time for 10% extra casualties, which is what it equates to. And this is somewhat, and then there's melee, but you don't really use it. I don't know. No, things never really descend into melee unless you've got specific melee units. Then it's not a tactic that I've thought viable. So we've got marksmanship training, but then on us, I believe, we have a specialization of infantry, which is a reloading time of -5%. Fair enough, you can push. You can push, what was the other one? One was marksmanship training, one was the other one. -10% accuracy, -10% reloading time. You can push that to -15% reloading time. But you can also get this down to reloading time of plus just 5% for an accuracy increase of 10. And I think that's the better option.
Form line!
Looks like we can pad out hill for just rookies. Wilcox, can we do it for you? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Summers. Didn't really get involved in that fight, did Summers? Neither did Hood. We split Hood's skirmishes off, which is why he was fighting slightly under strength. And now we go back to forest. Veterans. Let's get you to at least 600. That's expensive. Expensive, but worth it, I think. How far down do we have to go before we end up out of the pattern and into the Mississippi? We could do with changing all of them out. Here we go. We've got something better. We do. We have quite a lot of these Springfields. Alright, Upton. You've been upgraded. Haven't got quite enough of the Lorenz. That'll do. Then whoever's got the crap Springfield, you get the handed down Mississippi's that we got. So it's just Loomis. Yeah, it's just Loomis with the crap Springfield with the crap range 250. Still, if they get close enough to Loomis, he does massive amounts of damage. Accuracy is not that good though. Yeah. Again, if you miss your shot, wasted reload, wasted damage. Both our supply trucks are fully resupplied. I should probably get forest stuff. It's 60,000. All in all, it's going to be 60,000. We can afford it. It was just unfortunate that Forrest got himself into that situation. We should have probably got him on his horse just a little bit quicker, got him out of the way. He should have routed and lost 100 men as it was. He routed the wrong way and ended up losing half of everything. Next will be Weapons Factory. Harper's Ferry Weapons Factory. Okay. But that'll be in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Luckymarine. As always, you lot have been amazing, unlike these shitty rifles. I will see you in the next episode. for Harper's Ferry factory attack. Until then, I'm sure everybody's using the Napoleons.
Form line.
Yep. Until then, do take care.